the record for this. What two teams were playing in the NBA? Who is the second pick in the draft? Who is the only NBA?
Welcome, sports fans. It's ESPN's 2-minute drill, the second semifinal, second of two. Of course, back in the quarterfinals, we had 6 games, but, you know, we wised up. Just 2 semifinals. One of our 3 contestants will move on to the championship, and maybe even 2, because we're taking the next best finisher in our 2 semifinals. Look at them over here. Look at them. They're so cute at that age. Kirby Predmore, all the way out from Seattle, Washington, seated 17th. Jim Jividan from Florida, seated 7th. And Keith Gaddis from West Haven, Connecticut, seated 9th. Upsets have ruled so far in this tournament. Let's get our panel involved quickly. You already know these guys. He's here again. He's Steve Garvey. Welcome back. He's involved on this semifinal as well. We're going to dismiss with all that crazy what's your latest book stuff, just semifinal comments. What do you got?
Excited for those guys, and we're all excited to have made it back ourselves. It's been an attrition for us guys.
Absolutely. It's tough out here, isn't it, Mike Golic?
It certainly is. I'm nervous for them. I just want to speak real good so they can understand me.
Or real well. And did you notice also that when I mentioned your name, there were no applause whatsoever? Mike Greenberg from Mike and the Mike, ESPN Radio, as is Golic.
I'm more nervous listening to Golic read the questions than I am listening to them try and get the answers, to be honest with you.
Good and well. Tom Jackson's here, the old tackle football player, and the guy who now does all that analysis. It's so good. And so good to have you back.
I'm just glad I got more applause than Mike did.
It only took one person to exceed that. All right, come on up. Kirby Predmore from Seattle, Washington. It's been worth the trip. 17th seed. 17th. The lowest score of all the winners that look at you now in the semifinals. Now, your specialty, the 1995 Seattle Mariners. You've earned $40,000 with your knowledge of those Mariners and assorted other things. We mentioned the specialty, as everyone knows, because at the end of the show, whoever wins gets a chance to try to double the money by answering a specialty question correctly. All right, see if you get that far. Right now, let's go over the rules. If you get a question correct, you get 1 point. Let's go over the categories. Steve Garvey, who's on first? What's on second?
Me.
I don't know. He played first.
Yes.
Mike Golic, Fight Club.
Let's get it on.
Yeah, you got a lot of fights as a player.
Absolutely.
And Mike Greenberg, basketball in the 80s, a great decade of basketball.
And specify the 1980s, not the 1880s.
True. Tom Jackson, teams on the move. Self-explanatory there, looking for teams moving, okay? You relaxed?
I'm ready to go.
We are not. Okay, you ready?
Let's do it.
We already went over that. Your 2-minute drill begins now.
Greenberg.
In the 1982 NCAA championship game, North Carolina's first 8 points resulted from goaltending calls on what Georgetown center?
Ewing.
Correct.
Greenberg.
What school did Mookie Blaylock and Stacey King lead to the 1988 NCAA championship game?
Pass. Jackson.
Oklahoma.
Jackson.
In 1976, the New York Giants started playing their home games in what state?
New Jersey.
Correct.
Jackson.
Which owner ripped the Browns from the womb of Cleveland?
Modell.
Correct.
Jackson.
By what name were the New England Patriots known before they moved to Schaefer Stadium in 1971?
Pass. Greenberg.
Boston.
What was the only NBA team besides the Celtics and Lakers to win an NBA title between 1980 and 1988?
76ers.
Correct.
Greenberg.
Which Detroit Piston won the rebounding title in 85-86, breaking...
Rodman.
Lambeer. Ellsworth.
Golic.
During a 1997 WBA heavyweight championship bout, whose ear did Mike Tyson bite?
Holyfield.
Correct.
Golic.
Which Panamanian powerhouse of the 70s and 80s was known as Hands of Stone?
Duran.
Correct.
Golic.
What amateur boxing competition began in Chicago in the 1920s under the leadership of
Golden
Mark-
Gloves.
Correct.
Golic.
Named the daughter of Muhammad Ali, who made her
Layla.
Correct.
Golic.
Walker Smith Jr. was better known by what name when he was world welter and middleweight champ in the 40s and 50s?
Sugar Ray Robinson.
Correct. He's done.
Garvey.
Which Atlanta Braves first baseman started the 2000 All-Star game in place of the injured Marco
Galarraga.
Ryan?
Correct.
Garvey.
Which Dodger first baseman was elected to the 1974 All-Star game as a write-in candidate, then won the game's MVP?
Garvey.
Gregor.
Garvey.
Which first baseman set single-season batting average records for the Blue Jays and New York Mets in the 90s?
Hernandez.
Olerud. Go on.
Jackson.
In what city did the football Cardinals play their home games before St. Louis?
Chicago.
Correct.
Jackson.
What city did the Chargers call home in their first year of existence?
Los Angeles.
Correct. He's done.
Greenberg.
Which enforcer was the starting power forward on the 1983 Phi Slamma Jamma Houston team?
Mishaw.
Correct. He's done.
Garvey.
Which first baseman in the 3000 Hit Cup played 9 seasons with Cal Ripken and the Orioles?
That was Eddie Murray. Didn't get a chance to spit that one out, but a great round. 14 points on the board here. Gonna award you one more. You got all of Mike's questions correct. 15, a very solid score in the first round. As you all know, only 2 players carry on into the second round. 2 players got to finish the first round. Gonna find out what happens after this break on the 2-minute drill.
Time now for tonight's Saturn 2-minute drill trivia question. Here's the answer to tonight's Saturn 2-minute drill trivia question. ESPN's 2-minute drill is brought to you by Original Coors. When you're an original, you do it your own way. Original Coors. And by Saturn, now with 2 distinctively different car lines, the L Series and the S Series.
Welcome back. The road to the Final 3 continues on the 2-minute drill. Over there in the chair, it's Kirby with 15 points. Very nice first round. But in the circle of love, please welcome Jim Jivenel away from Boynton Beach, Florida. Won $40,000 so far, and especially those 58 San Francisco Giants. Now, your high school teacher just pretty much letting the kids run wild while you're gone? Or?
Whatever they want to do is fine,
All right,
Kenny.
it's all about
I'm
you
never
right now.
going back. I'm staying in this chair forever.
No, well, we'll find out if that's true. At
I'll
least.
take it with me.
Do whatever you want, but answer our questions.
Okay.
We're talking right now.
Okay.
All right, let's go over the categories to the end. Steve Garvey with 50s hardball, although these days the ball's actually harder. Mike has hair apparent.
That would be the hair that, unfortunately, you're lacking.
That's
Sadly.
right. Still a good guy. Mike with Pac-10 hoops, and TJ over there was short but sweet. Kind of speaks for itself there, all right? You set to go?
Yes.
Your 2-minute drill begins now.
Steve.
What Cubs shortstop won 2 National League games?
Correct.
Steve.
Hall of Famers Richie Ashburn and Robin Roberts
Phillies.
started.
Correct.
Steve.
In 1955, what 20-year-old Detroit Tiger won the American League batting crown?
Kalon.
Correct.
Steve.
Which 1954 NL home run leader became famous for his sleeveless Cincinnati Reds uniform?
Klazuski.
Correct.
Steve.
Bill McDougall's line drive derailed the career of which Cleveland Indian pitcher in
Score.
1957?
Correct, he's
Golic.
done.
Which NBA forward dyed a symbol for the band Pearl Jam in his hair during the 90s?
Rodman.
Correct.
Golic.
Which Saints head coach wore a dreadlock wig at a 1999 news conference?
Ditka.
Correct.
Golic.
In 1976, George Steinbrenner made which Yankee cut off his famed afro?
Pass.
Gamble.
Greenberg.
The Ducks is the team nickname of
Oregon. Greenberg.
Correct.
what? NBA stars Sean Elliott and Steve Kerr.
Arizona. Greenberg.
Correct.
Which UCLA star forward won the 1995 Final Four Most Outstanding
Ed
Player
O'Bannon.
Award?
Greenberg.
Correct.
Which former USC Trojan known as Baby
Harold
Jordan?
Miner.
Correct.
Greenberg.
What Northwest Pac-10 basketball team managed only 1 conference win in the 1999-2000
Washington State.
season?
Correct, he's done.
TJ.
In Super Bowl 17, what team featured wide receivers known as the Smurfs?
The Redskins.
Correct.
TJ.
Which 5'11" Dolphins middle linebacker made his first Pro Bowl in
Zach Thomas.
1999?
Correct.
TJ.
By what nickname was 5'9" Cardinals running back Livonia Mitchell better known?
Stump.
Correct.
TJ.
For what college did 5'10" Heisman runner-up winner Joe Hamilton play quarterback in 1999?
Georgia Tech. TJ.
Correct.
Which smallish quarterback began his first NFL season backing up Steve Fuller and Mike Tomczak?
Pass.
Flutie.
Golic.
Name the Colombian soccer star known for his enormous orange afro.
Gosh. Valderrama. Golic.
Correct.
Which Washington Capital left wing honors his Ojibwa Native American heritage by sporting long hair?
Pass. Golic.
Take a little more time. There were a lot of questions in
sorry.
15
I didn't know
seconds.
what-
But you did say pass.
I did.
We can just kill the clock. It's never happened
Sure,
before.
go, stop it.
18 seconds to play. If we had an essay, you could be writing
Where's
right
the
now.
answer?
That was Chris Simon, the very
Chris Simon.
solid player. And a nice
Okay.
job by you with the pronunciation. 17 points, but you're not done. 18 points because you got all of Mike's questions right. 19 points because you got all of Steve's questions right. And on Klazuski, had you said Krzyzewski, I might have accepted it, but probably not. All right.
You're a generous guy, Kenny.
You are moving on to the next round. 19 points. That's a definite thing. Let's find out who's joining you in the second round. Come on up. It's Keith Gaddis. Seeded number 9 in the tournament. You've won $20,000 so far, so you haven't hit your specialty questions. That's Super Bowl XXXI. But
I'm the only one, Ken.
that's okay. Let it go right now, because
Okay.
right now you're just trying to get to that stage. A couple of good players in front of you. You saw there,
Very
15
good.
and
Very
19
good.
points, but you're in the running. At least 15 to move on.
Okay.
Let's go over the categories. Steve Garvey has pitchers named Bob. That's it. Mike Golic, female Olympians. We just throw him anything. He's a
I may
utility
be throwing out
question
anything, trust
asker. Greeny has #1 NBA draft picks. A lot of those were probably MOPs, weren't they?
It's possible.
And TJ has Alabama tackle football.
Okay.
All right. Set to play.
Sure.
Your 2-minute drill begins now.
Tom.
The Alabama Crimson Tide football team plays in what conference?
SEC.
Correct.
Which linebacker set a University of Alabama record with 27 sacks in 1998 before going on to play for the Chiefs?
88. Derek Thomas.
Correct.
Tom.
Bama star Cornelius Bennett refused to play for what NFL team when they drafted him in 1987?
Colts.
Correct.
Tom.
Which former New York Giants head coach succeeded Bear Bryant as the Alabama head coach?
Dean Stallings.
No, Ray Perkins goes from.
Mike.
Which never... I'm sorry.
Mike Golic.
Which 6'2" American woman won the 1996 Olympic gold in singles tennis?
Lindsay Davenport.
Correct.
Mike Golic.
Which nation won the women's gymnastics team combined gold medal at every Olympics from 1952 to 1980?
Russia.
Correct.
Golic.
Which U.S. Olympian won gold in the heptathlon at the 1988 and 92 Summer Games?
Jackie Joyner-Kersee.
Correct.
Golic.
Which Aboriginal Australian runner lit the torch at the 2000 Olympics?
Yeah, okay. Garvey.
Which St. Louis Cardinal named Bob was a two-time Cy Young Award winner?
Bob Gibson.
Correct.
Garvey.
Which Indians hurler named Bob led the AL in strikeouts 7 times in the 30s and 40s?
Lemon.
Feller.
Mike Greenberg.
Which never nervous player was the top
Purvis
pick?
Ellison.
Correct.
Greenberg.
In 1999, which #1 pick became the first Duke player to announce he was leaving school early for the NBA
Elton Brand.
draft?
Greenberg.
Who did the Clippers select with the first pick of the 98 NBA draft?
Older Candy. Greenberg.
In 94, which forward was chosen first overall by the Milwaukee Bucks?
Glenn Robinson.
Correct.
Greenberg.
Which 7-foot center out of Purdue did Golden State draft with the first pick in 1980?
Joe Barry Carroll.
Correct. He's done.
TJ.
Which Crimson Tide running back was drafted in the first round of the 2000 draft by the Seattle Seahawks?
Sean Alexander.
Correct. He's done.
Golic.
Which American woman won 2 gold medals swimming the butterfly at the 1984 LA Olympics?
Evans.
Maher. He's done.
Garvey.
Which Dodger pitcher named Bob struck out Reggie Jackson in a memorable
Welch.
duel?
Correct.
Garvey.
The only brothers to both toss no-hitters in the majors include which pitcher named Bob?
Necro.
Force. One more.
Garvey.
Which Milwaukee Lily pitcher?
Couldn't get that out. The answer
Aw.
finally there was Bob Wickman.
Oh,
Don't
that's a shame.
despair.
That's all right.
Not necessarily done. You have
That's right, I got
14
a-
on the board.
that's right.
You swept all the mics. You had good comedy. You're up to 15. I didn't want to step on your comedic line, and that was Kathy Freeman who lit the torch, but you had the house in your hand there. I didn't want to step in. We got to go to a tiebreaker. I have the tiebreaker in my hand. How many home runs does Steve Garvey have in his major league career? He had 272. Kirby said 289.
You got it. Good job.
You said something different. You
Much
said
more than that.
337. He's
Okay.
closest by the narrowest of margins, going to the tiebreaker
problem.
under the Chelsea Football Club rules. We have to say goodbye to you.
No problem.
You do have
It's been fun.
$20,000. You two guys are staying around. One of you guaranteed to win $30,000, guaranteed to move on in the tournament. Going to find out who that is when we come back on the 2-minute drill.
Time now for tonight's Best Buy 2-minute drill trivia question. Here's the answer to tonight's Best Buy 2-minute drill trivia question.
We're back on the 2-minute drill, and under the Jordan rules, of course, the second place player begins round 2. That's you, Kirby. You're down 15-19 to Jim. Of course, you're not only trying to beat him, there's that other thing. We're taking the best second place finisher in the semifinals. 32 is the mark there. If you were to match your seed of 17, you'd be tied. We'd get into a tiebreaker, and we'd all go crazy. So please either win or lose, and don't send us there, all right?
I will do that.
Do whatever you want. We'll deal with it. We got a bunch of rules. All right, now this one here, all of us asking questions, 1 point apiece, 2-minute deal. Okay? Set to play?
Let's do it.
Your 2-minute drill begins now. What plastic protective device was first introduced to football by the John T. Riddle Company in 1939?
Face mask.
Helmet.
Which New York Yankee closer was named MVP of the 1999 World Series?
Rivera.
Which Spurs center had only the 4th recorded quadruple-double in NBA history in February of...
Correct.
Which former Vikings receiver became an NBA correspondent for NBC in 1990?
Ahmad Rashad.
Correct.
In what city were the first modern Olympics held in 1896?
Paris.
Athens.
Which Cowboy running back has kept over 100 footballs that he scored touchdowns with?
Emmett Smith.
Correct.
Which winner of 7 major golf championships endorsed Cooper tires in a 1999 ad?
Palmer.
Correct. What team won the Stanley Cup back-to-back in 97 and 98?
Red Wings.
Correct.
Which former Major League catcher starred in the sitcom Mr. Belvedere?
Euchre.
Correct.
Which former Cleveland Cavalier retired with a free throw percentage of over 90%, an NBA record?
Price.
Correct.
In 1994, which NFL wide receiver's house was burned down by his girlfriend?
Correct.
From 1996 to 99, who was the only non-Texas Ranger to win the AL MVP?
Bernie Williams.
Griffey.
What school was Donald Williams playing for when he won the
Georgetown.
North Carolina.
What does the acronym PGA stand for?
Professional Golfers of America.
Association. Sorry. What exercise program did Billy Blanks develop combining martial arts?
Taibo.
In
Correct.
1916, which Red Sox lefty pitcher led the American League with a 1.75
Root.
ERA?
Correct.
Which Syracuse point guard tied a Division I record by dishing out 22 assists in a game in 1989?
Monroe.
Sherman Douglas. Individual and team dressage are two of the disciplines in what Olympic sport?
Equestrian.
Correct.
In both the 1980 and 84 Olympics, which Brit won the gold medal in the men's 1500
Coe.
meter?
Correct.
Which former Falcons coach used to leave tickets at will call for Elvis
Glanville.
Presley?
Correct.
Which outfielder of the 60s and 70s was known as No Neck?
Hodges.
Walt Williams.
In 1998, which Purdue quarterback set a Division I record by attempting 83 passes in a game?
Repeat.
In 1998,
Breeze.
Correct.
Nicknamed the...
Good one on the repeat there. You go to 29 points. You vault into the lead. It's a 10-point lead for you. Not enough to claim the wild card if it comes to that, but we're going to find out right now if Jim has what it takes to move along into the championship round. Please don't smash into each other as you switch places. All right, Jim, you saw how it worked. You've been through this drill before. We're all firing questions at you, down just by 10. Fully capable of coming back to get that. You relaxed?
Yes. No. Actually, not at all.
None of us are, actually.
I just lied on national television.
Yeah,
I'm
it
not
just seemed
relaxed
like a good thing to
whatsoever.
ask, I think. You ready to go, though?
Absolutely.
Answer that truthfully. Ready? Your 2-minute drill begins now. While engaged to be married to Jimmy Connors, what woman won a
Evert.
Correct.
Silver medalist Elvis Stoico represented what northern country in the 1998 Olympics?
Canada.
Correct.
Which catcher had his number 72 retired in 1997?
Correct.
What NFL team plays its home games in 3Com Park?
The 49ers.
Correct.
What NBA team do Jack Nicholson and Diane Cannon
The
cheer on?
Lakers.
Correct.
Which hockey player stars in a commercial for Lay's potato chips as an annoying next-door neighbor?
Oh, Messier.
Correct.
Which Chicago Cub was the 1987 National League MVP?
Dawson.
Correct.
Mike Holmgren became what NFL team's new head coach in 1999?
Seattle.
Correct. In 1996, Carl Lewis earned his 9th lifetime Olympic gold medal by winning what event?
Long jump.
Right.
Which Timberwolves big man was named Mr. Basketball in South Carolina in 1994?
Oh, gosh. Kevin Garnett.
Correct.
Which legendary Notre Dame football coach wrote the book The Four Winners?
Rockney.
Correct.
In 1994, which Ukrainian athlete broke his own world record in the pole vault?
Bubka.
Correct. Which German golfer won his second Masters in 1993?
Pass.
Longer.
Which twin second baseman was the American League's Rookie of the Year in 1991?
Knobloch.
Right.
Which Sonic required 5 stitches after hitting his head on the rim in a 1990 game?
Kemp.
Right.
Against what team did Wilt Chamberlain score 100 points?
The
in
Knicks.
Correct.
Besides Cy Young, who's the only other pitcher with more than 400 Major League wins?
Mathewson.
Walter Johnson.
Named the 18-year-old soccer phenom on the 1998 English World Cup team.
Oh, gosh. Pass.
Owen.
Which Denver Bronco tight end became the team's all-time leading
Sharp.
receiver?
Right. 1959, which Swede scored a TKO over heavyweight champion?
Johansson.
Right.
In 1990, which University of Houston quarterback recorded 716 passing yards in a game against Arizona State?
Klingler.
Correct.
A 1954 horse riding accident forced the retirement of which 9-time women's Grand Slam singles title holder?
Pass.
Connolly.
In 1975, which Pittsburgh Pirate went 7 for 7 against the Chicago Cubs?
Madlock.
Stennett. Which big forward did the Boston Bruins... Don't worry about it. You know, you could have taken a knee, actually. 37-29. You're moving into the championship. Congratulations. You won at least $30,000 in this show. Sadly, got to say goodbye to Kirby. No one but people with the IRS are going to take any part of your $40,000 away from you. You've won that, and for some Northwest pride, enjoy it. Stay and watch and see if Jim can turn $30,000 into $60,000 on the 1958 San Francisco Giants. We're right back.
Time now for tonight's Original Course 2-minute drill trivia question. Answer to tonight's Original Course 2-minute drill trivia question. ESPN's 2-minute drill is brought to you by Best Buy. When you're looking for more fun in your life, turn on the fun with the latest in digital technology at Best Buy. And by Original Coors. When you're an original, you do it your own way. Original Coors.
We're back on the 2-minute drill. Jim Jividan, the crowd excited for you. One of only 3 men in the history of the world to move on to the championship round of the 2-minute drill. Let's look at how our final game is going to stack up. We're playing the other winner, Will Gibson. He, of course, upset the #1 seed, Larry Glickstein, who came in and made it as the wild card with the second-place highest score in the semifinals. All right. Did you ever think it would come to this? I mean, did you dream of this as a child?
When I had 12 points after my first round, I didn't dream of anything but getting back on the plane and going home. I'm stunned and thrilled beyond belief to still be here. Hey.
Yeah, let's move this thing along, all right, with your ESPN experience. It's a good one. It's a long one, too. You're going to go to 5 bowl games, all tackle football, the Inside.com Bowl, the Holiday Bowl, the Alamo Bowl, the Independence Bowl, the Outback Bowl, and if it were up to me, you'd be going to the Astro Bluebonnet Bowl, too. But
I'll be spending New Year's Eve in Shreveport, which really was my dream as a young child.
Okay. The Astro Bluebonnet doesn't exist anymore, I don't think. Anyway. You ready?
I am.
Because I'm a complete idiot. You've won $70,000 so far. Yeah. Now you're going to try to turn 30 in this show into 60, which would be 100 total, right?
So they say.
Here we go. For a bunch of money, especially being those crazy 58 San Francisco Giants. 58 was a time of prosperity here in America. Eisenhower was president, Elvis was king, Vietnam was not yet a full-blown police action. But the young men of this country still had to put in time in our armed forces defending life, liberty, and the American way. That was all the fluffy stuff up front. Okay. For $60,000, tell me which 2 members of the 1958 San Francisco Giants lost time during the season to military service.
Oh, gosh. Okay, I know one, Bill White.
We didn't ask for 1, we asked for 2.
I know.
You're right, though.
Okay.
Make the kids back at the high school proud.
Oh, gosh. I believe it was Jackie Brandt.
You have won $100,000. That
was pretty good.
You pulled it out. He's a historian as well, and he has the 58 Giants. A standing ovation for the panel. Thanks for being involved. You're in the championship round. The crowd is gay. We'll see you next time in the title game.
2-Minute Drill has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com.